Count them out if you must. You should not. The Indiana Pacers do another miracle. For them, it's not miracles. For them, it's routine. Down 7 with 45 seconds to go. They beat the Cavaliers. They're up 2-0 in their series. You do not beat the Indiana Pacers. They just ran out of time, and today they did not. So much to get to with Derek Kramer on today's Locked On Pacers podcast.
You are Locked On Pacers, your daily Indiana Pacers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What up, y'all? Happy Wednesday, and welcome into another edition of the Locked On Pacers podcast, where we, of course, talk about the escape artists, the cardiac kids, the Indiana Pacers. How do they keep doing it? Holy cow. So much to get to. My name's Tony East. I cover the team for Forbes. I'm still in Rocket Arena. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I cannot believe that the Pacers in a week have been down 7 inside 45 seconds to go, 48 today, I guess, to be specific, and have won the game. They did it again. Tyrese Haliburton, Sam Cassell celebrating a three-pointer in the final 1 second to win this game for the Pacers, who just keep finding a way. They are never vanquished. They are never out of a game. They can always win it. They found a way today. Their comeback was unbelievable. They were down 20 in the second half, and it was such an incredible game that Derek Kramer said, "Hey, I have too much energy. I can't go to bed. Can we talk about this together?" And I said, "Of course." So Derek Kramer is going to join me today to break down everything from Pacers-Cavs game 2. It's a 2-0 Pacers lead. Let's just get right to it. I don't know how this keeps happening. I, in many ways, don't think the Pacers know how this keeps happening. 7 points in 40 seconds on its own is a monumental achievement. The other team not scoring at all. It's just, I get out of words for these games so fast. And yet for the second time in a week, the Indiana Pacers have come back from 7 points down in the final 50 seconds of an NBA game and won in the playoffs, this time on the road, this time with another Tyrese Haliburton signature moment. They'll have 5 chances to win 2 games to move to the conference finals. An unbelievable game. Derek Kramer is here, who was fittingly also here last week when we talked about the game 5 of Pacers Bucks. Derek Kramer's here because he said, "Hey, I would love to talk about this game because it was insane and I can't go to bed," because that's how everybody felt. I don't know how the Pacers do this. I don't know how they summon the spirit to not give up in these moments, but Derek, they did it again. It's unbelievable.
I just have to, that's tradition. I have to start every pod. I'm having deja vu. You have to suffer deja vu in this podcast now. Like, I feel the same way that I felt after game 5 in Milwaukee. Just how in the world did that just happen? And especially for it to happen twice within a week. It's unbelievable. Like the Pacers tweeted that there's only been 3 teams that have like come back from this 7-point deficit with 48 seconds or less. And in the last 20 years, and 2 of them are the Pacers. There's like 1,000 some losses or something crazy. Like it's unbelievable. Like, we're going to use the same words over and over again, just like we did last time. Just truly incredible. Like Tyrese with the amazing shot to end it, but every single person in that starting lineup and Bennedict, Mathurin made absolutely huge plays throughout that fourth quarter. Just so impressive what they were able to do at the end.
Ridiculous Mathurin game, which I'm saying now because we're not going to say his name for a while, but we'll get back to him later. But yeah, the starting 5 guys on the floor for the last 5-ish minutes, 4 or so. And it's a very similar, because again, we did the Bucks talk last week. It's very similar to that. Well, that one was 118, 111. This one was 119, 112. No, I can't do math. Yeah, that's right. It's like, not only do the Pacers have to score 7 or 8 points in 40 seconds, which that alone already, like, you shouldn't have enough possessions to do that. Like the shot, there's a shot clock in basketball. Like, that shouldn't be possible to do. Not only do they have to take advantage of those possessions, right? The Cavs also have to just forget a lot of principles of basketball. And it's not that simple. It's not just the Cavs going out there and screwing up a lot. That did happen. We'll talk about that. The Pacers have to take advantage. Siakam misses a free throw. Down 7 with 48 seconds to go. Siakam's playoff free throws are the weirdest thing ever for the second straight year. He misses the first one, and I think everybody, I would bet, even though none of them will say it, that some Pacers players had the thought hit their head, dang, nice comeback, but it's over. Like, we lose, right? Then he misses the second one, and no one really had time to think after the second one, but he missed the second one, and it like, if you could have stopped time with the ball bouncing off the rim, you just said, Okay, like they lose. Instead, you get Aaron Nesmith out of nowhere for a tip dunk for the ages that got reviewed for no reason. The ball was so far off the rim. And then the Cavs get it in, and Donovan Mitchell gets trapped. He told us after the game in postgame media, he knows the trap is coming. That's great. Don't swim your arms like that. If you know it's coming, just pass or do something else. Because the foul, it's the Pacers. He get elbows on Eastman in the face. The foul, it's the Pacers. Talk it over and reset. Pascal Siakam gets a layup. The Cavs call timeout. They advance it. They don't have to cross half court this time. They just have to get the ball in bounds. And they throw a disaster pass right to Andrew Nembhard. It looked like from our media seats over there in the arena. There's the court behind me, so you guys can see he was going the other way. The Pacers are going the other way. So the scene of the crime is not in my background. It looked like he threw it right to Andrew Nembhard, like the perfect disaster of plays. And then Tyrese Haliburton misses the and one that could have maybe made it so he was shooting a free throw for the tie. Like, so much happened, but a lot had to go wrong for the the Cavs, and the Pacers had to take advantage of all of those things. And for the second time in a week, they nailed every single beat of the exchanges. We do this every time. It's like we're doing walkie-talkies and we can't finish communicating until we say unreal. Yeah. It was unreal.
Over. Yes. And just like you said, like the out of bounds thing, another similarity with the Bucks. Like the Pacers forced the opposing coach to have to call 2 timeouts late, at least 2, and he didn't have any timeouts left after Tyrese hit that shot. 1.1 seconds. They couldn't advance the ball to try to get a shot. And then Merrill's forced to try to get a heave up that he doesn't even get off in time. Like, it's so unbelievable how similar those 2 games were. And this one felt even more impressive with how they
on the road.
They missed 3 free throws in the last minute. Like, I guess you don't have to make your free throws if you just rebound every one of the misses. But
yeah,
did you ask Ty if that was an intentional missed free throw?
It has been described in various media settings that was not an intentional miss, and like
it didn't look like it.
It did not look like one. I guess the time and score would dictate to me that you could still make it and try to foul and then get another chance. So I would not think strategically they would want to miss that. Obviously, they will be thrilled at the outcome of the play. Look, we've buried the lead, man. It's been 6 minutes of us yapping. Tyrese Haliburton is just like
overrated, man. He's so overrated.
I did get a kick out of him. Like, overrated chance in Milwaukee, he gets it, right? Like, they're big rivals. Yeah. He's like, I didn't know you'd beef with the Cavs. Why are they chanting? It was very cool to see Donovan Mitchell be like, guys, like, let's not do that. One, I think he had trust respect for Haliburton's game. But 2, you awaken something in him. And like, Haliburton had 2 points and 1 assist at that time. Anyway, he makes Tyrese Haliburton gets fouled, attacking the basket. If he had hit it and made the free throw, they would have been tied. He missed it. He lost the ball midair. He was very frustrated about that. So he's going to line for 2. They're down 3. He makes the first. The second one, I don't know how much time was left, like 11 seconds or something. I'm making that up completely. Someone listening is probably like, hey, you idiot. I was at the game, I swear. 12. Yes, I was close. So the rebound comes off the rim. I don't know how Myles Turner did this, but like, he is boxed out pretty well. The Cavs are all around the ball, but Turner, perfect jump tip right to Tyrese Haliburton. It looked like they did it on purpose, and they, like, in some ways they did, but like it just happened to bounce right there. Myles Turner crediting the basketball gods. Great weekend for us basketball gods believers in many NBA games. So Haliburton gets to reset. Ty Jerome is on him. Ty Jerome, awful game for Ty Jerome. I advocated that he should have started for the Cavs in game 1. He was terrible today.
He might be costing himself some money in these first 2 games.
Haliburton has a chance to get to the basket and score or create space. He goes right at him and just does the Haliburton step back that we've seen a million times. And like, dude,
he went left. He went left to get a shot.
Left.
And Ty Jerome was shading him right to a defender. And Ty went left.
I have seen a lot of these Haliburton shots now at this point. This was the first time that, like, mid-move, I thought, oh, he's going to make it. Like there was no suspense in my head. Like, he's become so good at these. Like, it's always Haliburton meme. Used to be like once a month, once every 2 weeks. Now it's like, oh, every 3 games, there's going to be a moment. It's insane that he did it. He does the Sam Cassell celebration. You can expect an NBA press release about a fine coming in the next day or 2 for that.
He said it was worth it.
He said it was worth it, and I agree. It's dumb that's a fine. I mean, I get, like, what person young enough to be impressioned by that knows what he's doing and also is like negatively impacted by it, you know. I guess the guy who's like, what's he doing, Dad? But whatever. Insane shot, insane moment. And you're right, Cavs out of timeouts because they couldn't get it in. So Sam Merrill doesn't even do anything. They get nothing up. This is what he is. He's just monolith of clutch. Like, if the game is not over, the Pacers are not eliminated. Like, they can do it if Tyrese Haliburton's on the floor. And then what was a pedestrian game for him leading up to that moment became another signature shot for him. Finally, one that wasn't against the Bucks to knock off the other shots of his marquee career to this point.
Like, I don't know if you saw the
tweet. I forgot. Sorry. Unreal.
Oh, yes, over. But I don't know if you've seen the tweet. Somebody like looked at all the clutch shots. Tyrese is this season, including playoffs, he's 10 for 11 on shots to take the lead or tie the game with less than 2 minutes left.
Good God.
10 for 11.
That's like
he was not nominated among the like 20 guys eligible for Clutch Player of the Year. He wasn't even one of them. Unbelievable how good he's been in the clutch this year.
He was the diff today, baby. Everybody, quick little break to talk about Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had an urgent need, maybe for a plumber or a service provider. If the first person didn't answer, did you wait? Probably not. You moved on. That's why you need Open Phone. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system built to streamline and scale your customer communications, all from an app on your phone or computer. Open Phone lets people manage business calls and text from a single app. The shared inbox feature is a game changer. Your team can jump into any conversation instantly without missing a beat. Their AI-generated handles after-hours calls, answers common questions, and captures leads so you never miss a customer. Open Phone is offering Locked On Pacers listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's OPENPHONE.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have an existing number with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Yeah, I like to keep just to make it like about a moment. And I said this on the crossover with Danny Cunningham that'll also come out pretty soon on this feed. Like, maybe it's just that I don't have the right spirit to be an athlete. Like, you can look at me and tell that, obviously, but like if it's a 7-point game, like, I'm just gonna assume we lost. You know, I don't know who is saying what or how they're summoning this ability. That is the basketball feats they're accomplishing, scoring the shots, the free throws, the stoppages, whatever you want to call it, against the Bucks and Cavs. Like, they are earning that. They are playing very well and focused. But the like human element part of this continues to just blow my mind, that they can find that in this moment to not give up or just be like, yep, lazily foul. Like, Siakam committed a stupid foul before this to put them down by 7 that made it look like they were going to be intentionally fouling the rest of the way. And like, that play will now not be remembered by anyone ever for any reason.
Or his 2 missed free throws. It was a rough sequence for him.
It just was insane the way they were able to summon something within them to do that, because I don't know that every athlete could, especially in a game where they can't stop Donovan Mitchell for a lick, and they got it done. It was, to end my sentence, unreal.
Over. Yes. I think you can credit for the Pacers' belief in these things. Obviously, they had a lot of these games at the end of the regular season, but the two-way guys, the third stringers who did something similar to the Cavs
in this building,
in that building in the last game of the year, like, that showed the game's never over. And they've done it twice now, and they had multiple with the starters and with the other guys, like Obi against the Wolves and Ty having the 4-point play against the Bucks. Like, they're on an unreal run, and I think a lot of what you're talking about, like, they did it again. Like, your confidence just builds in those moments.
Yep.
So, like, the more that they do it, as unlikely as it is, it makes them more confident that they can do it again. So as unreal as all of this is.
Oh, are you done talking?
No, sorry. I'm supposed to end my line in that. They just, like, they have to keep going. Like, Myles, the much maligned rebounder for 10 years in Indy, like tips the ball to Ty. He makes that play. Pascal gets the layup. Aaron Nesmith makes the dunk. Nembhard gets the steal. Ty hits the three. Like every player on the court made a play in that last minute to get the win. Unreal.
There you go. I think I said this after the Bucks game too. Like you were at a lot of these games. Like they had the Nets, the Bucks, the Mavs game in March, and even the Lakers one that they lost. Like they were in all these tight games, and they would say after the game, like, "Yeah, this is awesome. Like, great, we won. We think this will help us for the playoffs." And like in some ways, I get what they're saying, like strategically, but in other ways, I'm like, dude, it's so different. Like maybe I guess, but like no, it's not. But I'm wrong. Clearly, it has. Yeah, whether it's that Cavs game at the end, like all these games, where it's like, how did they win that? Oh, they did it again. They just find a way to do it. In Minnesota, like we've seen this a million times from these guys, that you cannot vanquish this Pacers team. And there's just something about them that makes it extremely hard to do. And until they finally lose a close game, unless LeBron James is on that court, they've got a chance. They've got a chance to win it. It's insane. Yeah, you mentioned some individual names just running through the play-by-play again, but like, okay, so Haliburton's praise is that he made the shot on a night that, again, pre-fourth quarter, he was like mostly pedestrian. Cavs did a really good job making it hard for him to get into his spots that he likes to shoot from or pass from. He was picking up his dribble early because he was seeing defenders. They did a good job. But in the end, he was amazing. He was exactly himself. Aaron Nesmith had a pretty good game in general, but I tweeted this in the moment. Like we always say, because of World Wide Web starting this, it's always Haliburton or whatever. How many of these clutch wins that we've referenced, regular season or postseason, has Aaron Nesmith made at some point along the way an equally clutch or important play in the moment to do it, right? Like a rebound against the Bucks or a block against the Bucks, or in this game, the drawing the foul on Mitchell and the tip dunk. It's just like he is everywhere in these moments.
The 3-pointer in game 3, where he hit probably the biggest shot of his career, but then Middleton tied it.
Right.
Like that's a huge one.
He has earned a rep for these moments too. Turner with the board today, but like Nesmith to me deserves a ton of credit for how he closed this game. And he had to come in. I mean, I guess they were on the floor together a little bit, but he had to come in for a Ben Mathurin who was balling. And easily the best Ben Mathurin playoff game we've gotten yet to see. And there it was. He just was amazing. Again, in the clutch, we need to talk about the Tyrese Haliburton flowers every time he hits these shots. But the Aaron Nesmith flowers are just as rosy and good smelling to me. Like he deserves all of them as well.
Just he's been so good this entire playoff run. Like I've been so impressed with him. Like the Pacers got down by 20 again in that third quarter, and he hit a 3 right there to get it back going in the other direction. He hit another 3 late in the fourth that I think cut it to 4 or 6, like right after the Cavs had hit a big shot. Like he keeps hitting these huge shots and coming up clutch in these big moments. Got away with the lane violation on that tip dunk.
Wasn't everybody in the lane on that shot though? Like
everybody was. He led the way. He led the way. But
Haliburton lane violation on his missed free throw on the 3 also, by the way.
Yes, the last 2-minute report, I'm sure, will confirm a whole bunch of these things. But like you can't get over just how good Aaron Nesmith's been. I wrote about him because of how good he was after, I think, game 4, maybe game 5. But he's been awesome.
Whole playoffs.
And that's all the starters. Like they're all averaging like 15 or more, I think, at this point. I don't know if Nembhard might have went. No, he's probably still there because he had 23 in the first game. So like every starter's getting you 15 at least a night. Like they're so balanced. Yep. The system's running so well. Like it's really impressive.
Still no 30-point scorers in the postseason for the Pacers. That's crazy. That is crazy. And they're 7. They're 6.
Mitchell just had 48.
He was amazing. Like when I get to adjustments in the next podcast, like stopping him in any way has to be top of the list.
Oh, but you're wearing him down. So like I don't know.
Yes, that's the same thing with Giannis, right? We talked about that with him as well throughout those. Yeah, that this is maybe just what the Pacers are in these close games until further notice. We'll see. Okay, the other part of this is funny. Let's do some scene setting. We got to talk about Ben Mathurin. He was not on the floor for the ending, but needs a lot of praise here. I just gave him to him twice, but not in a lot of detail. First of all, Rick goes full bench to close the third quarter. Like Haliburton's dealing with this wrist thing, but everyone's like
crazy.
Everyone's like, what is he doing? What is going on? First of all, that group worked, not like awesome, but good enough that like kept up. And Mathurin was like the reason for that. He scored 10 points in like a minute and a half in that stretch. But the reason that this doesn't become a bigger thing is because that set up playing the starters or Mathurin the entire fourth quarter. And they did come back. So in the end, it actually ended up working. I guarantee if they lost, everyone would be like, what the heck was he doing with the rotation? And like Dustin still asked him about it after the game. But that group survived and even kind of kept like chipped at it a little bit, closing that third quarter. The lead was hit 20 again for the Cavs in the third. It was only 14 by the end because Mathurin was just exceptional in that frame. The decisions were fast. The cutting was there. He only missed 2 twos in the whole game. He made all of his free throws. 19 points on 10 shots. Good defensive plays in this game. The only bench player with a positive plus minus because he played with the starters, which he earned by playing well. That was the best playoff game he's had. And on a night where it felt like the Pacers' pace wasn't always there, those typically are nights where Siakam or Mathurin look good. Siakam never really found it. Mathurin did at the absolute biggest time and deserved all the fourth quarter minutes that he got in this game. He was tremendous in the second half.
Yeah, it was like I thought Rick was nuts. I was like
everybody did.
Like, is he just waving it early tonight? Like, and then it made sense. Like once they, like Ben was able to keep that unit afloat. Even like I couldn't believe that he didn't put anybody back in once Donovan Mitchell came back in with like 2 minutes left in the third. Like I was wondering what was going on, and Ben was like kind of at one point I think he kind of was trying to go the mano with Donovan, like trying to match him a little too much, like the one shot he missed in that stretch. But he was awesome. Maybe the good thing about having just only the bench guys is Ben felt like, okay, this is like I have to be me for us to score right now. Then you like really saw Ben like do what he does best and like get downhill, get to the rim multiple times, hit that big pull up three at one point, like got to the free throw line. And he continued that in the fourth quarter. Like he was phenomenal in the second half, and they don't have a chance without how he played in the second half.
This might not qualify. I think I've said this to you. I haven't said this on the podcast. So you actually can vouch for me, thank God. I've been telling people that like I still think a Ben Mathurin playoff game is coming, right? Because his cutting has been good. Like he's been paying attention to the little things. The decision making hasn't always been the fastest, but just because he's been focused enough, I knew there'd be a game where he would pop. And I don't even know if this was it because the first half he was just kind of there. But this was close to what I meant by that. Like there will be scenarios where it's like, oh yeah, they need him to be like that. And he absolutely was. Third quarter alone, 3 for 4, made a 3, 10 points of the Pacers 34. The final 5:07 was Mathurin, McConnell, Bryant, Walker, Shepherd. I think Walker came in for Shepherd at one point. Toppin was out there as the fifth player. Also, just to throw it in where we mentioned the bench group. Look, Ben Shepherd's not guarding well. This is not a series for Ben Shepherd. But Mathurin was exceptional to close that third quarter, and they leave him in to start the fourth with the starters. He plays the first 6:33, I think, and then there was a toggle between like Nesmith and Siakam behind him. 6 points in that quarter, foul line stuff, rebounds. Like he was so good. And so he wasn't on the floor for the ending where we can praise all the stars for these individual plays, but the comeback is not possible without him.
Yeah, he made huge plays in the fourth quarter. The Pacers had that one possession where they moved the ball like really well, but in like tight quarters, and Ben was in the right place to kind of finish the play. He had the tip dunk where he put back the Myles left-handed missed layup.
Oh, that was another in the list of moments that I thought the Pacers would lose. The Myles misses over Max Strus before
like twice.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
He got blocked by
on
one, and then missed 2 easy ones too. Yeah, I thought Myles was great for most of this game. Like I thought he was one of the only Pacers that played well in the first quarter. His defense was awesome. I think he had 4 blocks just in the first quarter.
The Cavs stat book crew certainly are lean block versus steal when guys get that swipe down play in the lane.
Well, I think you have to give them a block because like once they gather, they would get free throws if they called it a foul there. So it has to be a block because but Myles does rack up a lot of them with that. He's good at timing those kind of plays. Like once the guy gathers and tries to knock it off their leg. He had a couple on Donovan Mitchell. Like Mitchell missed 7 2-pointers the entire game, and 4 of them were probably blocks by Myles. Like so without those, like he's got over 50 probably. But yeah, I thought Ben was amazing. Myles, like I thought this was like a really good game for him. But yeah, he did have those like misses in the fourth where it did not look good.
Yeah, they were down 20 in the second half of this game. Like this podcast could be a totally different tone. We'll spend 5 minutes on some bad stuff at the end, but Mathurin was great. And Turner was their first guy in double digits and ended up tied for their leading scorer with Aaron Nesmith. Like, what are the odds they win a playoff game with those two guys as the leading scorers? Like, the only two guys over 20 points on the team. Obi Toppin go ahead.
Ty and Pascal had 25 combined before the last 48 seconds.
What they finished with 19. Dang, for a long time until crunch time, this was very much trending towards being the fewest combined shots the entire season from Haliburton and Siakam. Like 17 is their low. I went back and found the game. They were very close to reaching it until those two rightly made some nice plays late in the game. Yeah, this has not really been a great Siakam series yet. Not that he's been terrible, but he just hasn't popped in a way that I thought he would. I call him the X Factor. I feel very stupid for that. But basically, every other starter had significant moments at some point in this game. We've done Nesmith, we've done Haliburton, we've done Turner, we've done Mathurin. I thought Obi Toppin making shots was important in this game. They could survive with him small, which really mattered because without Evan Mobley, I was curious what the Cavs would do in the front court. They just went small. They no centers for the Cavs. Thomas Bryant came in originally, Rick Carlisle following the plan of playing a center against a center. But as soon as the Cavs went to, I think it was Wade, and I forget who their other player was in their small ball group. They just went straight.
Did they play Javonte Green?
Yes, you're right. Javonte Green at the 4 and Dean Wade at the 5. Rick Carlisle immediately goes Toppin Siakam, and then a little bit of Walker Toppin, a little bit of Walker Siakam, and that was a smart move in this game. But Toppin has to make shots in those lineups. Like, it's even more important for him to be a spacing 5. He only made 1 3, but like in general, he was efficient and moves around well. The pace clearly wore down the Cavs. They defended well in the first quarter, and then were awful the rest of the game. Those kind of games, Obi Toppin can have a nice impact, and he did. The 3 fringe guys didn't do a whole ton. McConnell made some nice passes, I suppose, but I think we've reached the end of the good job by this Pacers player section of the pod, unless I missed something.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really rough first quarter, especially for TJ.
For like everyone,
like
they were awful.
Some of his, like Drew had 8 turnovers in this game, and 5 of them I think were in the first quarter, maybe first half. But like the first quarter, they had 9 turnovers and 5 made shots. Like
I was prepared.
Talking about the Milwaukee game, it was very, very similar to how that game started. Like they were not prepared for that level of physicality, and it took them an entire quarter to adjust to it.
I was prepared for this podcast to be about a couple things. Not guarding Donovan Mitchell, like you can't just do that. He's amazing. Their start to the game and the possession battle. Holy cow, did they get smoked in the possession battle in this game? They never turned it over this much, and they're getting smoked. Look, some of this was clearly the bounces if you watch back the offensive rebounds, but like they were awful on some of these long ones that just the Cavs just beat them to it. Max Strus was everywhere, it felt like. So yeah, there were a lot of things that were not going well for the Pacers, which makes the ending all the more miraculous, right? Like in the Bucks game, they were like winning at times in the fourth quarter and like found some answers along the way. Like in this game, they did not do that at all really until the fourth quarter when their comeback was finally spurred enough. Yeah, they were down 20 in the second half. Like clearly they were desperate for finding answers, and they did. So still a lot to clean up. We can talk about that now. I should have been more direct with this on the graphic than some things that need fixing, I guess. But in a game like this, it's clearly not what anybody wants to hear about. Yeah, Nembhard's got to be better, right? His defense is still good.
And he was still very good. Like, what do you have, 13, and 7? But yeah, the turnovers were rough.
The passing for him was fascinating because there's a lot of ways you could look at this. Some of it's that Haliburton's absorbing the whoever it is, a Coro, whatever the best defender is matchup. And Andrew Nembhard is then not, and especially with no Mobley, like he could really get into the paint against the Cavs. So he had 13 assists. Like him initiating was fine in this game, but they did it through him a lot, I thought, because Haliburton was hurt, right? I think everybody thinks in the second half Nembhard drew more of that role. That made his night look a lot better when he got going on the passing. His rebounding was good, but 8 turnovers, 5 fouls, 5 for 13 is like, are we really going to criticize Andrew Nembhard in the playoffs? Like he's been unbelievable for 2 straight years. But
this was make a 3. What's the deal?
Yeah, man. Didn't
have a long 2 either.
Goodbye to the playoff leader in 3-point percentage. We hardly do E for 2 days. That's got to be, I think, a little bit better. They need the bench. They need more from the bench, right? Like they got enough from it today. I guess maybe I'm being a little harsh here, but
McConnell
was just okay, and their bottom 3 guys gave them extremely little, and the Cavs didn't have depth today, but they might in the next game. And like, look, elephant in the room. Like it took this superhuman. It was amazing. It was an amazing moment. The Pacers earned this win. Like 2 all-star players were out, right? Like it was Donovan Mitchell's amazing. And you tweeted it, and I think this is right. The Cavs, even without 1 or maybe even 2 all-stars, are still good enough to beat the Pacers, right? They are very good. They showed it today. They were 1 bounce of the ball away from winning today. Like, but still, the Pacers, everybody kind of felt before this was like, I hated that the people were saying must win, but like it was a very important game, and they did a lot poorly for a while. The ending was obviously amazing. They earned the win. They were the better team in the game, but they have a lot to clean up, I think, for the next one.
Yeah, this series is far from over. The Pacers have a lot to take care of to get these final 2 wins. Obviously, they should feel very good about having 3 home games in the next 4 to get 2 to take the series. Just incredible that they won both of these games on the road. Amazing. Regardless of the Cavs injury issues. Like we've saw the Cavs like almost beat these Pacers with only Allen playing among the starters. Like they're a very, very good team. The depth for the Pacers definitely need to see that. Hopefully that looks better at home. A lot of times that happens. I thought like this was easily Jarris's worst playoff game.
Agreed.
So far, like
he's got to play now. I think it's the chair I'm leaning on just fell over, made a loud noise. I think it's been made clear that look, they can steal Thomas Bryant minutes against some center groups, particularly when it's just Allen. Mm-hmm. Shepard hasn't been good enough, and I would argue Bryant's been like just okay. His defense has been rough, but his offense has been fine, I guess. The Jarris is probably guy number 9 to me, and I get why they didn't want to do that today. But I think it's he had a rough turnover, right? But I think Jarris should be playing.
Yeah, like he had a really like his shot was like way short air ball, and then like also
to be totally fair, by the way,
one very good play after that turnover where he hit Obi for that perfect outlet,
insane pass, quarterback,
awesome pass. So credit to Jarris for still making that play, and like we said, like hopefully those guys lower on the bench look better at home after a couple days off here.
Myles Turner makes some bunnies. That'd be a nice adjustment in the next game. Those looked so easy with Strus on them. One got blocked. He just could not get those to go. They're going to have to find a way to get Haliburton going a little bit more towards the rim. We'll see what the wrist injury issue actually is. This guy went 7 for 11 and hit the shot of the season for the Pacers so far. Like, I'm not trying to critique him too much, but he started very slow. Like, his stats were not there. They got to find ways to get really anybody going towards the rim. The points in the paint have been the reason the Pacers have shot. I mean, even today, it doesn't feel like it. They shot over 10% better from deep. The Cavs will make threes eventually. Like, these margins matter for the Pacers so much.
Yeah, like it's crazy. You look down at the stat sheet and like with how bad that first quarter was, like the Pacers scored 105 points in the last 3 quarters.
That's one of the first things Donovan Mitchell told us post game. He said we started great and then 35, 34, 36.
Yeah, and I think I saw Jared Allen said the same thing. Like we gave up 35 a quarter after the first. Like you can't win like that. So and then you look at like the Pacers actually ended up shooting like 52% on the game, and the Cavs only shot 43. And like the Pacers shot a normal percentage from 3, and the Cavs still like are in the 20%. And like they actually somehow won the rebounding battle, which I think I saw Tyrese was surprised about. He was like, it did not feel that way. Which obviously they needed some huge rebounds at the end of the game to get that lead. And like the fact that they've still like they turned it over 17 times in game 1 and 18 times in this game. Like there's a lot of things that
crazy.
Like are not kind of winning formulas with that part of it. And obviously it was a lot worse in the first half. But they have to figure out how to take better care of the ball when they're usually a team that like never turns the ball over. So
you nailed my final bullet points. One is Tyrese Haliburton. How is he? Is this risk going to be a thing? Came out wrapped, like didn't look like himself, was reaching for it a lot. That got forgotten pretty quick for very obvious reasons, but still significant to keep an eye on that, I think. The other actual adjustment basketball things, they got to figure something out against Donovan Mitchell. Look, too much belly aching, guys. He was getting fouled. Like he was. I understand some people being like, that one is, you're going to call that in the flow of this game. Like, I do get that. But like, Donovan Mitchell got fouled a lot. Like, I think probably at least 15 of his free throws were like no doubt earned. to me. Whatever. He was amazing. They've got to figure out. It just, dude, the ref belly aching. Everybody was like, I swear it was like a perfect circle Venn diagram overlap. The people who were like, Kenny Atkinson, you loser. What are you saying before the game? and then immediately in the game, they're like, these refs stink. They're giving Donovan Mitchell all this stuff. I'm like, what do you want? Do you want no officials on the floor? Sorry,
Can I say one thing about Kenny's comments? Because I did think it was funny after the game.
He said it very well. He did a very good job articulating it.
Yes, he did. He does a great job. Like, he's not trying to like downgrade how the Pacers are playing. He doesn't say they're dirty, all that stuff. But I liked what he said after this game, like, because I thought it was funny. Like, he thought they were, because he talked about the Pacers, how they were grabbing and holding and making it difficult for them to move. Even said they're fouling. That's exactly what the Cavs were doing to start this game. Grabbing, holding. Like, that's why the Pacers couldn't do anything. Like, they're doing the same thing you were. Do you really want that to be a foul? Because I think the Pacers will be fine with having a much less physical game and playing how they normally play, I think.
Yeah. Although Rick Carlisle corrected me up, he said, it makes me smile that people are calling us a physical team. Let's go. Right. Like, we're also not a thing that people could put in their tweets about Kenny Atkinson's pregame presser. When he was telling us about the Mobley play, he got up and redid it, showing us Evan Mobley's landing on the podium. It was very funny. He did a really that is the best way to do that, because it's obviously easier when guys get hurt, but it's 3 plays. Tell us the 3 plays. Tell us why you hated them. Move on.
I thought the Myles one was the only one. Like, that felt like a really
the dunk or the Mobley landing one.
The one where he clearly pushes Jared Allen a bit after he gets up in the air, like that. The obvious one to me.
I have made my case that I disagree with the ref's assessment even after review that Ben Mathurin did in fact foul DeAndre Hunter. I don't think that. It just sucks that he dislocated his thumb. It's not because of anything Ben Mathurin did, right? Anyway, I got totally derailed. Kenny Atkinson is a delight to talk to, by the way. I have had a lot of fun with his media sessions at these games. They got to figure out something against Mitchell. Ty's wrist will be a thing. The third thing that you just touched on that would have been maybe one of my leads and something Rick Carlisle guaranteed would have talked about in his opening comments. The Cavs offense is too good, even minus these guys, to give them this many extra chances. Right? 6 extra free throws and 5 extra shots. And that got balanced later by the Pacers getting a bunch of offensive rebounds and the Cavs turnovers. But the Cavs win the turnover battle and the offensive rebound battle. Again, if they get Garland back or Mobley back, the Pacers cannot keep doing this. And they've done it both games and they've escaped it with either better shooting or miraculous clutch play. But they are playing with fire with that possession battle.
Yeah, it's like, it's just not a winning formula to be getting beat up this much on the offensive glass and turning the ball over so much. Like, that's kind of the secret sauce to the Pacers, is how little they turn the ball over. Like, Ty's not turning the ball over, but if he's not touching the ball, like with how they're defending him, like, it makes that part of things harder. So they really need the secondary ball handlers like Andrew Nembhard to like take better care of the ball. Like, a lot of them were just like simple passes that the Cavs just kind of pressured. Like, there was that one that just like went right through Siakam's hands off his shoulder. Out of bounds. Like, just a lot of stuff that they have to figure out how to clean up. And that, like, those kind of things, like, you're up 2-0. It took some craziness in this game, but like, that's encouraging. Like, you've won 2 games and you still have things that you can like do better, much better.
Yeah, I agree. The Cavs changed up their defense to start this game. They weren't switching as much. I mean, we'll see what happens when Mobley's back, if Mobley's back, but like, that's a major thing to keep an eye on, because that clearly stymied the Pacers to some extent before the game got rolling. They played Craig Porter. They just have Craig Porter for this game. Like,
he was good. I thought he could have played more.
He didn't play a ton, but it's tough for them with Mitchell's calf to manage their guard rotation. Yeah, a very good player for the Pacers tonight was Ty Jerome. Holy smokes, I look stupid for that. I thought he should start the first game instead of Garland. I think they wish they started Sam Merrill today. Ty Jerome was very not good in this game. That very much helped the Pacers. I'm out of stuff from game 2, unless you are not. But the rest of this week, one day, crossover with someone who covers the Cavs, not Danny Cunningham this time, because we're doing post-game pods every single time. One solo one for me, and then obviously game 3 on Friday. Do you have anything else today, Derek?
The only thing else I could say is, like, I thought Max Strus was going to be the reason the Cavs won this
Beast.
game.
He was awesome.
He was incredible. He made so many plays just on both ends. Like, he was a force.
Yep.
So many hustle plays. I've never seen him make a dunk like that that I think Myles was probably
He
surprised.
jumps from way out of the restricted area.
That was
Myles didn't even step over.
Yeah, like he was great. He was great. That's all I'll say.
Well, in the we're praising Max Strus era of the podcast, it is time for this podcast to be unreal. I mean, over. Derek, where can people find you and the things you say covering this Pacers team?
Yes, you can find me at iPacers, at Blue Sky, at iPacersblog on Twitter. I'm sure you'll find a new shirt from me within the next day or two once I find the right pictures to kind of base my stuff on. There's one on the Game 5 with the full play-by-play on the back. I don't know if I'll have to kind of repeat the same kind of style again, but yeah, you can check those out. They're on my Twitter page. You can find them on most of my articles as well. iPacers.com. Thanks for letting me hop on with you, Tony.
Derek's been on fire on social media recently because I've quote tweeted him on good points he's made twice in 2 days.
What?
Bravo. Including one that we referenced again today with the Cavs are still good without their star stuff. Yes, we'll both be at Game 3, I presume. Looking forward to that. You can find me on both of those apps that he mentioned at Tony Arise's podcast, is a Twitter feed at Locked On Pacers. That's where you can go yell at me for being a doofus and picking Cavs in 6. Not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. But everybody, please have a good time laughing at me. That's very fun for all, including myself. Back tomorrow talking more Pacers. Till then, everybody, have a wonderful day.